So I was sent over this pool and hot tub vacuum, and honestly, I desperately needed this because, as you know, if you have a pool or a hot tub, you definitely need something like this, because one of the biggest things about maintaining these things is constant maintenance and water changes and all that stuff. I have a hot tub, and because I didn't have one of these, my water changes were more constant than they should be. Usually it's about every 2 to 3 months, maybe more depending on how much you use it. But because I didn't have a vacuum, any organic matter that goes in there, sand, dirt, leaves, grass, or anything like that, really within a week or two just messes up your water really bad, where it's like no point on trying to get it back from the dead. You just have to change out the whole entire water, and that was just costing me a lot more and a lot more headache and everything, a lot more time. So I'm so glad that they sent me this. I'm definitely really excited about using this. This has a lot of really awesome features that I love. It's very simple, but at the same time very, very useful, and it's gonna be amazing because it's gonna allow me to just do my water changes a lot more spread out. Even though, yes, of course, you got to keep up with the chemicals and all that stuff and all that balance, but this is gonna make it's gonna make a world of change. And my biggest issue about having a hot tub is that I actually have kids, so they don't care so much about dragging in dirt or leaves or grass. They don't pay much mind to it, even though they try, but it's still, the little feet just go in there and just drag all that stuff. And then it makes my water changing more constant, more frequent, and it just gives me a headache because obviously we have busy lives, and this is just adds to it. So this is gonna be amazing. So this is the vacuum itself. It brings two heads. One of them has a swivel, so, and then the other one is just steady, but this one gets to those little crevices that you may not be able to get to with this bigger one. But it's really easy. You just put it in like that, just plug and play. This one has wheels at the bottom, so like that you can go ahead and easily scrub the bottom of your hot tub or pool. All right, so another thing, very easy. So whenever you're done vacuuming, all you have to do is twist this right to the line here, and then you can go ahead and take the filter out, which has really fine little holes which you barely see, and that means that it's going to be able to filter those fine particles inside of your pool, or grass, sand, dirt, or anything like that. And once you're done with cleaning that, you just put it right back and then seal that back up. This is right here is the sensor. So once it goes inside of the water, it automatically starts working. Once you take it out to charge it, you just twist that and you have the charging port right there. And obviously, again, it indicates right here that you're in the sensor mode, and you can go ahead and put it inside of the water. Right here, you have, this is for charging only. This is the charger that comes with it. It does not bring a charging brick, but that's okay, because everybody should have one. Most people do, and if not, they're fairly cheap. Another thing that I do like that is USB on this side is that you can even charge it with something like this, like a charging brick. So you don't have to have one that plugs into the wall. You could go ahead and just charge it with a portable one in case you don't have that accessibility or accessible. And then you just plug it in right here, and then you'll see a red light right there. And as you can see, it is charging at only 2 watts, which is fairly slow, but this gives you 60 minutes of use in one charge. So that should be enough, especially for a hot tub. It's gonna definitely be enough. For a pool, it should definitely be enough. And you just go ahead and charge it back until it shows a green light right over here, and then you're done. And for the handle, it's really simple. It does have this right here. So if you have a bigger handle, it just goes over this. But if you have one of the smaller ones, it goes into the hole right here, and you screw it on there. And then the rest of the handle just attaches like this. You just put it in there. So it could be as short as this. So the shortest, I measured it here, is about 44 inches. So this is the shortest, 44 inches. All right, and for the longest that it could be, it's a little bit over 7 feet. So that's a really good reachability. So several things I really like about this. First off, I love that everything comes apart, so that if I need to store it, it's very compact to do so. And another thing is that it does have 7 feet of length. That gives me plenty for a hot tub. And if you have a pool, that gives you plenty as well. Another thing is that you have these two heads like that. You can go ahead and use this one for the majority of the time, and then this one to get into the small crevices and stuff like that. Especially with a hot tub, you need something small like this. I do like that it's really easy to use entirely. And another big thing I like is that it does automatically start when it's submerged underwater, because you don't want a motor like this to start above water, because then it can ruin the motor. And another final thing I do like is that it does have a USB cable on the other end. I do wish that it was USB on both ways, but I understand why they did it like this. It's more heavy duty. but at least it's USB to go into the wall. Because like that, it is really cheap for anybody to get a power brick if you don't have one already. And again, as I showed, you can go ahead and have a portable power brick and then take that on the go basically, or just charge it wherever you can. Another thing that I like is, as you can tell, I just submerged it in water, and this stays completely dry where the charging port goes. So even if it's submerged in water, this thing doesn't get any water in there. So like that, if you want to charge it right away, you can do so. All right, so I actually, as you can tell, there's not much here because I just did a water change, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw some sand in there to add to the effect, and go ahead and vacuum this up. So the way that this works is that as soon as the sensors right here touch the water, it starts. Immediately it starts. That's awesome. All right. So it seems that I don't even need to go really slow. I just kind of just go through it. This is doing a really good job actually. Dang, it took all of that sand like nothing. Wow, that was amazing. I did so good. Oh my God, this makes me so happy. This makes me so happy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more sand in there. All right, wow. So amazing. That's doing so good. That makes me so happy. And again, this is like 60 minutes of runtime, so I'm definitely gonna have more than enough time to do it all in here. So as soon as you put it in the water, it starts, and then as soon as you take it out, it stops, and then it does have like some extra water in here. And you just let all that water out. And let's go ahead and open it up. All right, so I'm still not done, but I just want to go ahead and check out what we got. So we got some sand in there, definitely a lot of extra stuff in there, and then I guess some of the sand got through the mesh there, so there, but it's still inside of the vacuum here. I just gotta go ahead and rinse that out, but most of the sand is in here, and obviously some grass and all that stuff. So it did a really good job. I'm really happy with this. And to be honest, this ended up having a little more issues with the sand than I thought it would. And it's just because the sand that I have is play sand. So that stuff is really fine. But for everything else, it just did it amazingly, just immediately within seconds, just took everything out. But with the sand, I'm having a little more issues, but it's still doing a pretty good job. Just fair warning. But overall, I really do like this a lot. It does an amazing job. It really just feels like a regular vacuum, just underwater. It just sucks up everything. One last thing I want to point out is that this has buoyancy, so unless you're pushing it down, it's just gonna come up, so you're not gonna ever lose it underwater. So like right now I'm not touching it, so it just comes up, but if I put it, force it a little bit on the water, it doesn't take much force, but that's another thing that I really like about it. All right, so I actually figured something out. So for the really fine sand, what I ended up doing was putting a paper towel on there, and it worked like magic. It just scooped it up all in the paper towel. So if you have really fine stuff that is not coming up with just this filter, either get a different filter or just get a paper towel in there, and it just worked perfectly. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of put the paper towel like that, and that's all. Just go ahead and put it in there, and that's it. So you just put the filter in there like that with a paper towel, and then just put the top right on there. Oh, and I want to show you. So I submerge it, and then when it comes out, this thing stays dry for the charging, entirely dry. Like not even a single drop of water in there. So that you could go ahead and charge it right after using it. All right, so it's entirely clear, no sand, no nothing on there, and it did it so fast, especially the bigger pieces. It just scooped it right up within seconds.